guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to be reviewing Doctor Who, Terror of the Zygons, the Season 13 Blu-ray box set with the new remastering. Terror of the Zygons has always been a very enjoyable story. I don't know if I call it a masterpiece like some people do, but I think it's knocking on the door of it. Again, Season 13 as a whole is amazing, arguably the best season Doctor Who has ever done. And Terror of the Zygons is a strong part of that. It's a great season opener. Yes, I know it was originally supposed to be the Season 12 finale, but it is a great season opener. Tom Baker is putting in a great performance. Elizabeth's putting in a great performance. It's great to have Harry and the Brigadier back. And even the guest cast are putting in good performances. I really like the way this looks. The location shooting was very well done. Even if especially in this Blu-ray version, the location footage and the studio footage don't always mesh well from scene to scene. That's always been the case between doing film for location and videotape for studio footage. There's always that little bit of the look of the scene changing. You know what I mean. I noticed that more so now with the remastering, especially since a lot of the location work has had the grain removed. Now, that isn't inherently a bad thing, because I think that comes down to subjectively whether you like the grain to be there or not. You have someone like me who's been watching Terror of the Zygons for a long time. I'm used to seeing some of these iconic scenes with the grain. You could even argue that the grain being there adds to the tension, specifically in the barn scene when Sarah is unknowingly confronting the Zygon Harry. And some of the shots there are very dynamic, especially that shot of Ian peeking out from the shadows. Very good use of camera work there. I'm used to seeing that with the grain, and it has a slightly different effect seeing it without it. I'm not saying one is better than the other, because I think that is subjective. I am saying, though, that it is something my mind clocks and goes, that's different. Now, I think a big source of complaint for this box set will be, of course, the use of AI upscaling, which in some ways I could say is a little over-exaggerated, in other ways is right on the money, because it's not many of the stories from what I've seen where this is problematic. Mostly I have noticed it in the early part of Terror of the Zygons and throughout the location work of the Android Invasion. I didn't see it in any of Pyramids of Mars, really. Pyramids of Mars look fantastic. Here, it's more in the early part of the story, episode 1 primarily. You especially find it if you watch the extended cut, the extra scene added in, which I did watch, where you see the more kind of wax plastic faces that don't quite look human. But again, that footage is not part of the original master footage. That was footage that was recovered later, was not in a good state of well-being. And compared to the original DVD colorization, it's miles better. The original DVD colorization's fine, but it looks rough. Mind of Evil-ish. But it was just nice to have it all in color at the time. They have done, with technology advances, they've done a lot to really make that fit in with the rest of the episode better. You also have those scenes, especially from when Harry is finding the guy washed up on shore, and then Harry gets shot. That whole scene, you can kind of see the AI there, the kind of Scotsman-looking guy that's really a Zygon. His face just looks like it has no texture in it, like there's no depth to it. The same thing on that close-up of Harry when he first sees the guy from the Jeep. That close-up shot of him looks a little more artificial now. It doesn't quite look natural. It's not bad. I still would have noticed it even if this hadn't all kind of went up on the internet, but I don't think I would have been sitting there going, they've ruined it. I think I would have been like, a little bit. Now, once you get past episode 1 especially, it gets a lot better, considering the film trims for episodes 2, 3, and 4 do exist for the location work. Now, whether they rescanned it into HD for Blu-ray or whether they used the original DVD scans and touched those up, I don't know. But either way, it looks really good. There are a couple things, especially in part 1, the Brigadier, even in the studio footage, his kind of teal colored outfit, the material doesn't look as defined. I don't really know how to say it, but it looks weird. Whereas on the DVD, I can make out the texture a little more. Same thing with the Lord's fur coat. Not an issue I noticed later in the story, but in that first episode, it seemed a little off, to me personally. The updated effects with the Loch Ness Monster, I mean, they're not bad by any means. I guess they're an improvement over the original in some ways. I don't understand why they really bothered. I don't think the original shots were bad enough to need it. I don't think it's enough of an improvement over the original shots to warrant the budget going toward it. My thing is, if you're going to do upgraded effects for a story, then just do upgraded effects for the story. I mean, you did upgraded effects for Silver Nemesis. Silver Nemesis! But I can't get, like, some well thought out upgraded effects for Terror of the Zygons? To be fair, in their defense, Terror of the Zygons didn't really need them for most of the effects. Like the Zygon shape-shifting still look pretty good. Most of the shots of the spaceship still look really good. I'm sure that's original film elements. The spaceship blowing up still looks really good. Most of those shots, other than the Loch Ness Monster, hold up well enough they don't really need them. And to be honest, most of the shots of the Loch Ness Monster are fine for me. If you've seen me review Terror of the Zygons before, I've always defended the Loch Ness Monster and think it got too much hate. And maybe that's exactly what they thought. Maybe that's why they didn't redo all of the effects. Is because they thought some of them were fine. They just wanted to redo the worst of the bunch. I think the episode, 2 cliffhanger when Tom's being chased by the thing, that works for me. I'm fine with it. I mean, it's obviously, it obviously wasn't made last year, but it's fine. My willing suspension of belief is, yeah, I'm in there. I'm cool with this. Hanging in there. And the new effects they did use for the 3 or 4 shots are fine. Although one sore spot is the scene when Tom is throwing the thing in the creature's mouth. I'd swear in the new shot, it's like facing the other way. Like in the original shot, it's right when it kind of turns toward him. It makes sense. But in the new one, when he throws it, and it's like, and I'm sitting there going, how do you not get that right? Little complaint there. I like the Zygons, though. I like their design. Their design still looks better than it does in the modern series, which amuses me to no end. But the design is just so much better here. I like how they shapeshift better in this than how they do it in the modern series as well. It's just a cooler looking effect to me. I love the design of the Zygon spaceship. Especially since it looks more like a spaceship outside, whereas inside it's all organic and everything. That's a really impressive set for that spaceship. The design and the execution of it. I like that the Zygons have to keep the host alive to kind of refresh I like that. I like that they can't just kill them and then replace them. For some reason, I like that. It's kind of like in Star Trek, how the Klingon ships can cloak, but they can't fire when they cloak. They have to decloak before they can fire. I like that there's a trade-off. And, it's kind of like that here, that they have this neat power of shape-shifting, but there is a limitation. And I like that better. And I know they tried to retcon that in the modern series because the modern series just isn't happy unless it's crapping on the classic series. I don't know why, but that's the case. I mean, I'll be honest, the reason they did that was so we wouldn't know if the surviving Osgood was the real one or not. And I say that as someone who likes Osgood as a character. I think the actress is great as her. I'd like to see Osgood come back, except for the fact I'm cool with the modern show taking a break for a while. But I like that limitation to their effect. The guy playing the main Zygon is good. I think it's the same guy that's playing the Lord. Is that the same actual actor? I'm not actually certain. Playing the John, whatever his name is. I don't know if that's him playing the guy in the Zygon makeup and playing the human version he's disguised as. I'm not quite sure on that. Either way, they're both putting in good performances. The guy playing the Lord is good when he's playing Zygon Lord and Human Lord. Ian Marter does a really good job playing Harry and Zygon Harry. He looks downright scary in those scenes in the barn. That's a really good sequence. I really like, too, when Sarah, and this is pointed out in the Behind the Sofa as well, when she answers the phone call about Harry, not realizing it's about Harry, and she answers it in that kind of joking way where she's kind of laughing and smirking because she just had a little go with the doctor playfully. And then as soon as she hears Harry's shot, you see her demeanor change. And, of course, we don't hear the other end of the phone, but just the way her demeanor completely changes. She's, Harry's been shot. That is wonderful acting from Liz Sladen. Wonderful acting. And I like how she was picking at Tom when he's like working on the programmer or the thing to stop the jamming. What if they jam that as well? And he's just like, I always love this look for Tom. Not the actual outfit that for some reason Lee Binding chose on the front cover, because he only wears that outfit for like 7 or 8 minutes. And some of that's the extended sequence. And I don't agree with the choice of putting him in that outfit for the front cover. It looks gorgeous. The front cover is gorgeous. But I don't agree with that because he barely wears it. I much prefer his main season 12 outfit, which he's wearing, of course, in this. I love that outfit for him with the way he has the hat perched on his head. I really, really like that. I feel like this is a good 4-parter. I think the story progresses really well. It has some really good cliffhangers, especially that episode 1 cliffhanger. The bit when he's in the decompression chamber and he's putting them both into the trances until they can be rescued. It's also really nice to see Benton back. I almost forgot about John Levine. It's great to have Benton back again. He gets some nice stuff to do in this. It's a strong story. I mean, it's a strong story. It's some top-tier Doctor Who, essential Doctor Who. I think it's neat that Classic Who never brought the Zygons back. Because, sometimes when you bring a villain back, it can water them down. Hello, Weeping Angels. And even the modern series can kind of water the Zygons down. As much as I like them in the 50th, the Zygon 2-parter in Series 9 is pretty dreadful. I mean, the speech at the end is great, but the 2 episodes are dreadful. None of them, though, can touch Terror of the Zygons. It's still the best Zygon story we've got, at least on TV. And fitting to be in Season 13. So I really, really enjoyed this story. It was great to go back and rewatch it again. So Terror of the Zygons, what do you think of it? Fantastic season opener. Comment down below and let's talk about it. What do you think of the Blu-ray restoration? I actually did go back after I watched episode 1 of the Blu-ray and watched the DVD of episode 1. And it's interesting going back and watching the DVD just to realize how rough, and that was one of the later DVD restorations, how rough it looks on these newer TVs, which some of them can automatically upscale. Like I have like a 65-inch TV, so it's having to take this DVD and I play it on my Xbox Series S, so it's trying to do what it can to stretch out, and it looks a little rough. It looks like it's meant to be on a smaller TV, and it's not used to being on a bigger TV. The colors look a little rough as well. So aside from, again, some of the AI faces you get in it, which are nowhere near as bad as Android Invasion, everything else looks a lot better than it did on the DVD. Would I still say this is the best way to watch Zygons? Arguably. Going to come down to, I think that's going to be very subjective, and that's going to vary from person to person. I still have my DVDs, so if I want to watch them that way, I can. But I definitely think I liked the Blu-ray version of episode 1 better than I did the DVD of episode 1 overall. So, my thoughts on that. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There is a link to that down there as well. I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. I do know one of my top tier patrons, Simon, is going to be sending season 22 probably around Christmas time. He went ahead and gave me a heads up, I guess, so I could let other people know. As you can see in the standard sets, I have 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 18, 19, 23, and 26, with 22 coming. I'd love to get some more of them. If there's one you would like to send, I'd love to get season 20 especially. I love that artwork, but I'm happy with any of them, anything you want to send, in case there's any kind of good sale going on Amazon, which I believe there is as I'm recording this anyway. I also have a link to the Amazon wish list and a link to the Amazon UK wish list down there as well, which have some of those on there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.